What's up guys, Togewi here, and welcome back to more Mario & Luigi Partners in Time. In the last episode, we made it down further into the Thwomp Volcano, but ran into this weird green block that prevents us from moving further downwards. And unfortunately, it seems like we aren't gonna get to move up either, so we will just have to see exactly how we're going to progress through this place. Immediately, let's get into a battle against a Flame and Shroob and show that I actually do know the dodge timing on the Gold Coupeleon. I want to show again what these guys can do since we had, I believe, just one single battle against them in the last one, and it was over pretty quickly, or rather, I had a lot to explain. We see a green firecracker, that means aiming for Luigi. I don't know if there's a way to tell how many shots it's going to be, but, I mean, you can just keep jumping. And you can see here their tells for throwing the fireballs at Mario or Luigi. Again, if you want, you can jump on them to bounce up and knock away that ship and take out the fire on their heads. However, you can also just use an ice flower. I'm also gonna lob some shots just in case somehow they decided to make that count, but I really don't think it does. You can see it does critical damage, but it doesn't extinguish the fire. So that's worth keeping an eye out. Unfortunately, the green shell, once it takes out one enemy, it just instantly ends. It can't take out the other one. And I guess we could use... Rose Flower is obviously not going to do a lot of damage. We do have a ton of Ice Flowers. I was going to use a Smash Egg, but honestly, let's just use another Ice Flower. They gave us so many of these. Yeah, and you see the item just ends because we already defeated them all. And if you leave a ship alive, or remaining on the top screen, it just flies away. And look right there, 2 Ice Flowers to make up for the 2 that we literally just used. I ended up not going back between videos to take out the gold Coupeleons because there's just really no point. They give, such a small amount of experience, such a small amount of coins. I mean, maybe it's higher than other enemies, but I'm also not worried about experience or coins. To put things in perspective, on my previous save file, I looked briefly at it to see... Oh, whoops, I forgot they move slowly, and I'm looking at the capture window instead of my actual game. Gonna have to heal here. On my previous playthrough this game, I was level 25 on all 4 characters when I beat the game, and we're currently at level 21 on all the characters. Here, thank you, they're using their other attack. They come down in a shockwave. Basically, if they land with 2, then the shockwave comes to both bros. If they land with just 1, it goes to the bro of the corresponding color. It's not that complicated to figure out. Send the babies back outside. Now that we've shown everything all of the enemies in here have to do, really, there's, ooh, 1-up super. There's not too much to the enemies here. Again, you'll just get into battles with a bunch of these Flame and Shroobs. You'll use some Ice Flowers. I don't know if there's any damage difference between the lob shots and the adult thrown shots, so we clearly didn't take everything out there, but I think another one of these will definitely do the trick. And after this, I'm probably going to just be cutting out the remainder of the fights because, yeah, there we go. There's really not much to show. It is kind of a shame that the enemies here are a little bit boring. I do like the Flame and Shroobs. The problem with the wacky dudes, yeah, I'm not gonna get speed. We're at 92 base speed. Do not need more than that. Look at that, and that's a +5 natural on speed. I'm not even gonna look at the other wheels, just get it over with. Again, we're level 22 on the babies. I've finished the game at level 25. I'm not concerned with our stat ups, really. The only thing I care about is that I would appreciate getting higher numbers, but, you know, it's really not necessary to finish the game at all. Up here, we get a Lucky Badge. Let's take a quick look at what that does. Oh, we already have it. Duh, raises the possibility of Lucky. I'm going to get rid of the Cashback Badge, because Lucky hits on babies are nice, whereas the power-up boost, I think, is more useful on the adults, just based off of my assumption that the power boost scales as a percentage of your damage, so I'd rather get a small but reliable boost to damage on the adults that are always doing more damage, and the small boost on the baby's damage will be nice whenever it happens, but also not critical. All right, we've got another one of these. What else can I talk about? Well, I guess I can talk about, I mentioned earlier right at the very beginning of the Let's Play that this was supposed to happen years ago. I was actually planning to do this back in 2018, and I've wanted to do it since I did Superstar Saga back in, when was that, 2014, I think? Part of the problem has been that my laptop died, the one that I used to record Superstar Saga as well as Omega Ruby. It died in January of 2019, which is what put the podcast on a hiatus for a few months there, and then the mix videos on hiatus for even longer. But I've since had an issue with my old computer where I'm unable to actually, oh, look what we have. We've got another one of these moving platform rooms, just trying to check. Yeah, if we go off to the left here, we'll see that we basically reach an impossible cliff. It's a return only, and I think, yeah, that's gonna knock the babies out of the pit, but that's okay. I can't open files. It's this weird thing where any file I double click says the file is corrupted and can't be opened, but I know for a fact the files aren't actually corrupted because if I open them from within a program, it works perfectly fine. Right here we have an ultra drop. It's also worth remembering that when you hit stop on the platform, it will always reset to up. Whoops. Oh no. Okay, well that block only ever has 20 coins in it, so I didn't miss out on anything. I thought it was another one of those cases of me waiting too long between hits, but no, looks like we're fine. The platform will stop when it actually hits a solid platform, like this one. Let's keep going and grab all the items, and then we'll make a quick stop over to the left. Going to grab right here 2 red peppers. Again, nothing crazy useful. I end up never using the peppers, I'm pretty sure, like, at all. But they're nice if you're trying to do, like, an under-leveled run or just in general avoiding fights. They can help you a lot. I know, like, as a kid, I would never use the stat-up items, like the X items in Pokemon, but I've since seen that in, like, Nuzlocke and whatever, or speedruns, they can be extremely useful to beat things at much lower levels than you're supposed to. We can come over here to get into this side room, which you can see on the, well, took out everything in here. I believe I was saying that, oh geez, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. POW Peak Badge, that is, if it's what I'm thinking of, very interesting. Where are you? Temporarily increase attack power when time runs out, you faint. Yes, that is what I was thinking of. So you start the battle with significantly increased attack power. I want to say it's higher than the one that I have on Luigi right now that works up until you take damage, but I'm not 100% certain on that because I haven't actually looked at any numerical stats. And here's the return to this top, which you'll have to do because the babies respawn outside the pipe. But after 3 turns, you faint. Or die, whatever, get KO'd. I don't know why I'm talking in Pokemon terms. But yeah, I think the last thing I was saying is that I end up never using the peppers in this game. But, you know, they're there if you want. I know in Superstar Saga, I tried to do a thing where I got, like, the Mush Badge AA and stocked up on as many mushrooms as I could humanly hold and tried to do as much damage as I possibly could in a single attack. I don't really know if there's a good place to do that in this game, because getting high power is such a different beast than it was in that game. Anyway, we've made it to the other side of the maze, collected a bunch of treasures, and just trying to figure out which way we want to go. I think we actually, yeah, we'll go left, and we'll see that we can't progress from here, so we will have to go to the right. And I will get a chance to finish what I was saying about my computer in a little bit, which is actually going to be right now, if I'm correct. Oops, no, not that. We want to do the baby spin thing into the whirlwind again. And we've got another one of these little coin areas. There is an item for you to grab. As with last time, I'll make sure to try to point it out. This one, you can't possibly get everything. You can see there was that 20 coin. There should be another one. Yep, over to the left. I recommend going to the far left here. And you can grab the golden pants. We'll have to reset to grab that block up in the middle. And I believe there's also a block over to the right, I want to say. Now, those golden pants, I believe, should be the same pants we already picked up, right, from the battle? Yeah, so we already have those on Baby Luigi. Baby Mario, we'd get 18 defense at the cost of 10 HP. That might actually be worth it, because eventually we're going to have to pick some better gear that gets rid of this HP buff. So I think we'll just go ahead and do it now. Yeah, look at how low the stash is. But again, the babies don't have mustaches, so it makes sense. All right, now we'll go for the block on the middle. I wouldn't say it's absolutely worth going through this multiple times to get stuff. You can see that the coins do respawn, so if you, for whatever reason, really want to grind up on these 20 coins, then you can, I guess. It doesn't seem like really necessary at all to me. All right, we should, just land right on the middle one. We get a 1-up mushroom, and you can see there is a block over there to the right. That, I believe, just has 20 coins, but in a block, so what's the point? Here, make sure to drop down onto this ledge to grab a bean, so you don't have to walk all the way up. And here's the warp pipe to bring the adults down to where we are. We do have a bunch of fights in this room that I'm gonna go ahead and take out. Did get a level up on Mario from the second of the 3 fights in this room. Wow, no ones on power, still high numbers on HP, high numbers on speed that I don't care about, low numbers on stash. We'll go for HP because I have been getting hit a lot. You know, a 1, I mean, I don't really care. Look at that, 5 natural HP, 4 on power and defense. Okay, his HP wheel like only has 6 and 5s. So yeah, I guess it's telling me I haven't picked it in a while, but I feel like I keep picking HP over and over again. It's worth noting that for every successive fireball the Flamin' Shroobs throw in a given attack, like on one turn if they throw multiple fireballs, each successive one is thrown faster and faster, so you do have to be very careful about your dodging. And hey, here we go. The green block that will allow us to remove that green one and brings that Thwomp all the way down to where we are now. If we head to the left here, we can grab 3 copy flowers, 3 trampolines, and oh, that's only for Luigi, a 1-up super. However, this definitely is too high for even the baby spin to reach. Try it out just to show, but yeah, you can't get up there. This is another one of those return-only rooms. However, hopefully this guy is going to let me go up. Thwomp, blocking block's gone down. We go down. Luigi freaks out, but Mario does not. And we hit a red block, and we see there's also a blue block down below. Thwomp, more blocking blocks. Block path, we go nowhere. Can we go up, please? We should, oh, I was gonna say we get another save on, but you actually just get a 1-up super. Okay, if I leave the room and come back, will you take me up? No, he will not. Okay, well, I seem to have done something a bit unfortunate, apparently. But we'll just go to the left from here, walk down. Ah, there's a bean over here. I'm a little frazzled because I for some reason remember this guy being willing to take you up, but he isn't doing that. Let's grab 3 more ice flowers and go through a green pipe. Not a lot of these in the game. As you can see, that just brings us right around to this room we were just in and extend a bridge here, as well as a little ramp and bridge down there. For some reason, I thought this would bring us up to there, but I guess it's actually this block that does that. Yeah, it lowers it to within reach of the baby spin now. Nope, don't. I thought when I threw them that they were going to land directly on the adults' heads and get back on the piggyback. Can grab that there. And I wonder if I come over here, will the... No, he really doesn't want to take me up. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to have to find another way back up, because at this point we couldn't even walk all the way. What we can do, however, is take this blue warp pipe, which I'm sure you can guess brings us all the way back to the top to that room with 3 warp pipes. And we can smack this one. And as I'm sure you're able to guess, if I had gone to that warp pipe down there instead of accidentally stepping on the thwomp, we could have opened another one of these. So I'm gonna trek back there. Okay, it didn't actually take me very long. And how much you wanna bet? Yep, there is absolutely nothing in this room. Not even a bean for us. But it will allow us to activate the, I believe, uppermost of these 3 bridges, which you know, lacks its value because even if we go out here, like, you can't return to the surf. Oh, wait, no, this is the thwomp that takes you out. So yes, you can return to the surface only by using these warp pipes, not by standing on the thwomp and having him go up, because that guy only wants to go down since it's not actually the one that brought us inside. That makes a bit more sense than what I was remembering. All right, let's go to the right from this room since we are blocked by the red block here, and you can see we're getting close to that area where we saw Bowser before. Watch it. What you doing jumping on head? I didn't even jump. I'm Thwomp. I crush you. You tried to hit block up there? You dumb. Oh yeah? Well, check out this. I guess I don't get to try yet. Yeah, look at that tiny little jump. Thumph. Fine, hit it. Or not. You think I'm in Volcano with time on hands? You see hands? No. I'm bored. We play game. Yeah, sure. Thwomp knew it. This is similar to the minigame. You have to get lots of gems. However, this one, instead of getting enough gems to, or getting gems to roll a slot machine, you need to actually get 30 or more gems. And you see it is just barely too high for you to reach. This one, instead of using the Bros Ball, we do it with the Baby Spin. And as we're going down here, this is the opportunity that I was thinking of to talk a bit more about what happened with my laptop. Basically, like I was saying, it can't open files. It thinks they're all corrupted, but if I go into a program and hit like Control O to open something, then it will work. But what this means is that any videos I render, I can't open because it also thinks, like, I said I can hit Control O to open things, but that also doesn't always work. It's really inconsistent. Also, you see there's an exit to the right there, which matches up with the little room we see on the top screen. 44, all right, that's not bad. We needed 30, so. Whoa, you got 44. Good, you do it. Now you hit block, you climb up. He lifts you all the way up so that you reach it. Baby Mario can smack the red block. And if you look over to the top screen, open up the way forward. And considering how few rooms there are over at the blue block and the fact that there is a save album, I bet you can figure out exactly what's going to happen in there. Now we're gonna head back in because we have two things to do. You can see there's now an M block up there, which makes sense because he only lifts Mario, but it'd not be easy this time. Ready? All these gems, grab them. 50 total, you get all, you get prize. Now go. That is much trickier than just getting the 30. I guess that tells you how many there are in total. I knew we had to get 50 for the second prize. I did not realize that that literally meant all of them. All right, I'm just gonna drop because we'll land right on the platform and be able to head into this side room where you can grab 20 coins, a 1-up super, 2 max mushrooms, an ultra drop, a red pepper, and the dynamic badge. Absolutely worth your time coming in this room. The dynamic badge boosts attack item power but uses 2 items per attack. This is basically like the opposite of the training badge where you can use infinite items but they're really weak. Pairs well with the Ultra Free badge because you have one brother with each of those badges. Then you're only consuming 2 Bros items per turn, assuming they both use it. But you're getting triple damage because, whoa, you got none. You're real bad at this. No good. Do again. You come back. Okay. No, that is the exact opposite of what I had intended to do. So while we're waiting, yeah, we're gonna just be doing attempts to try to get 50. I'll show my first attempt at it, and if I don't get it on the first attempt, then I'll probably just do a montage or something. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I have to stand on him and talk to him again? What? Or I can't even, I have to leave the room and come back? What? I do not remember this happening. But I guess, yeah, make sure you hit the, make sure you like take the green pipes or the blue pipes or whatever. Just some way of making sure you can get back down here, because if you don't hit either of those openings, then I don't think there's any way back down here once you leave. So, all right. The trick to this is you have to know that you can turn kind of early, which I'm not doing here. So the trick is that when you turn, oh shoot, okay, well, we can at least practice. You can see you can really grab them with the top of your head and the bottom of your feet, but also when you turn, well, I've messed it up there, but you can kind of get Baby Luigi to go a little bit past where Baby Mario would have ended and help you snag extra gems. You'll also see this is a different pattern than before. So it's much easier to get all 50 than it would have been on that initial one. You see, I got 47 there, and the 3 that I missed were not, would not have been terribly hard to get. There are a few prizes you can get from this. If you get at least 20, you'll get 20 coins. And I think the only other thing is if you get all 50. For some reason, I was thinking you could get beans if you got like 30 rather than the 20 coins, but I guess not, because right there I got 47. And if they put a prize in between, like on 48 or 49 in between the two, that's kind of ridiculous. But considering how close I was there, I think I'm just going to leave this attempt in, and I'll continue commentating just to finish talking about my laptop. So because there's that issue with being able to open files or not, it's made it very tricky to do any kind of editing. And the editing software that I'm using for these videos and the recording software is different from what I use to make the mix videos, which is why there's kind of been, or that's part of the reason there's been a hiatus. Also, just with everything going on this year, it's been incredibly difficult. Well, incredibly difficult for me to find the motivation to work on these things. Just not only in terms of motivation, but I've also been very busy. I'm getting later into my college education and having jobs and work and all these other things I have to do that take up a lot of time and make it much harder to do these mixes than I had initially planned. And hey, look at that, it's that easy. As soon as I stop talking, I get it on my first attempt. What I can also say, just to wrap up this last bit of this story that I was intending to tell, is that, ooh, the simple badge, is that this computer, well, I can't do the mix videos, right? I could still do mixes, because the computer that I use for making these videos, I'm able to record mixes on. What I can't do is access my music making software, right? So in terms of using Ableton to make original songs, like I was planning to finish my EP this year, it's been very difficult because I can't open my samples, I can't open my project files without significant difficulty, which has really been disheartening and has made it hard to work on mixes and other things. Also, because I have basically been at home the whole time, I'm not going out and doing stuff nearly as often, which means I'm in fewer scenarios where I'm listening to new releases. And so I've built up a pretty sizable backlog of music from 2019, which was already the case even before the pandemic, of music that I hadn't listened to from last year. That was just due to life being in the way. But even from this year, I was able to keep up through about sometime in October as of recording this, but everything since October until now, I haven't been keeping up to date with new releases, and that's really made it hard for me to record new mixes when I haven't actually listened to all the songs that I would want to use. Anyway, now that the story is complete and you understand the context for why things like, or I shouldn't say things, but just videos have not been happening in this year, it is time to head down to where Princess Peach is being held. I didn't even show what the simple badge did. I just realized that. I'll have to show that off in the next episode. Gwahaha! Don't think I got punted off Yoshi's Island like some scrub. No way. I left on my own terms. That really sounds like someone else. That's all I'll say. Now I'm here getting ready to launch the revenge scheme to end all revenge schemes. Yeah, you're just baby Bowser. We'll deal with you. Or not. Waha! This little firebrand reminds me of a younger one. Look, or of a younger me. Look at him. This kid's got a flair for evil. I'm bringing him on board as my partner, and the two of us are gonna thrash you losers. This is the real deal. Winner take all. They have their own piggyback maneuver as well as unique boss music. All right, we see we can only target Bowser right now, but let's just immediately go ahead. You can jump on him, so you don't need to worry about anything like that. I believe Bowser has 1200 HP and Baby Bowser has 1000. For that attack, the timing is kind of interesting. You have to kind of jump right away. This attack, all right, there we go. Couldn't really talk over it, but the idea is, you see, he initially held his hammer down on the attack where he hit Bowser, and he held it up on the attack right there with the fireball. If the hammer is up, it means he's aiming for Mario. If it's down, it means he's aiming for Luigi. On the Bowser shell attack, you just have to hammer back and forth multiple times until eventually he misses, in which case Bowser goes flying off screen. Ooh, lucky. And then you're just left with Bowser Jr. Then Bowser Jr. himself has that fireball attack, which we see right here. He can toss a bunch, which I guess just makes it do more damage. I don't really know. I think that's all the attacks this guy has, but I want to get a chance to show the attacks he has when paired up with Bowser. So I wasn't expecting him to use that Bowser launch so early. Yeah, he comes back after, like, I guess, what was that, 2 turns? But it does use up their turn. It's not a phase thing. It can just kind of happen whenever, I'm pretty sure. All right, come on. Show me one of your other attacks. No, you just want to keep using the fire. All right, here we... No, he's doing this again. Well, I'm just going to let this hit me because I need to show more of adult Bowser's attacks because I think we've already shown everything that the just the baby can do. And, you know, it's a shame I had to take the attack down on Luigi. I could have hammered it back to at least have him hit Mario, but I wasn't thinking about that. All right, he can send out an incredibly slow-moving shockwave. If he breathes in, it means he's going to shoot out these projectiles. When he jumps up, if he spins clockwise, it means he's aiming for Luigi. Counterclockwise, he's aiming for Mario. And the last thing is if he were to fly all the way off the top of the screen, it would mean that he was aiming for both bros. All right, come on. You've got a few more things you can do. All right, here we go. There's a more powerful shockwave, which we saw not only moved a lot faster, but dropped a bunch of thwacks. Oh, Bowser, you're being great. You're just showing everything I need you to show. All right, he can knock down a bunch of thwacks, which you need to jump over following the red, green, and yellow rules. And also, when they're in piggyback formation, Baby Bowser can give mushrooms to Bowser, and when he's on his own, he can give mushrooms to himself. I think it is finally time to show the copy flower. Again, I mentioned this is my favorite bros item. It is similar to the trampoline in the sense that it can be endless, and it's just pressing the action command of the jump, but it makes an army of the bros, which is super OP, and you get more preview time, I think, to see which bro you need to press the button of, because they're not falling from the top screen. However, it does end as soon as you miss the button, but look at that, 235 damage right there. Let's go for another one of those. I bought 4 of these, so we ended up picking up, what, 18 of them throughout this place. I don't know if any of those were from drops versus all being item boxes, but if I stop talking when the attack starts moving faster, I can probably do upwards of 400. Or Bowser Jr. just has a very low amount of HP and is already dead. Now, Bowser on his own should just be able to do that Fire Breath and Shockwave attack, I want to say. He does have one other slight thing he can do, so I'm hoping he'll do it. Come on, do it, do it. Well, he can burn you with that attack. All right, he doesn't seem to want to do it. But maybe we won't get a turn because I have to refreshing over Mario. Because again, when you're burned, you lose your turn. All right, he's doing the faster shockwave, which also drops these guys. You have to jump a lot later than it feels like you do. All right, well, the last thing he can do is when he's doing the Fire Breath attack where he runs up to you, he can grin, which basically just delays when you have to, like, if he grins, I think it's before breathing in. Then when he goes to spout out the fire, it's more delayed, so you have to pause and wait. All right, now that we hit great, I think I'm going to have to stop talking in a second here to keep this action command going, but I can go very long on this. This is basically what I use to take out all of the bosses in the game. Well, I should have stopped talking, but yeah, 391. He literally stands no chance against us, but you know what? I do need some HP. I'm gonna go ahead and use a super drop. Could use an ultra drop because we aren't fully healed. Dang it, I'm so bad at timing this, but it's because I'm just expecting him to do the grin delay, but he's really not doing it. So I think it's time to once and for all take out Bowser. And the attack ends once you've dealt enough damage to take him out, which I think already saw with Bowser Jr. From that fight, you get 820 experience, 350 coins. I'd be surprised if we don't get a level up. We also get an ultra drop. Wow, I am surprised we did not get a level up. Crud. Uh-oh, is the volcano about to erupt again? I guess so. Look on the top screen, you can see they get launched out. Okay, it's only a mild eruption. But they get launched up through the areas we went through and launched all the way out of the volcano. Wow, they really went flying. And Miss Thwomp just doesn't know why her husband basically just got completely yeeted. We have a shroom ship come by and knock up Bowser. Clark, little dude, get stronger, more evil, always. Big dude, I'm gonna be even bigger, stronger, and eviler than you someday. Yeah, I'd like to see you try, bud. And mother of all conveniences, Bowser just happens to land on the time hole. And Bowser Jr. just falls back down. Oh, I'm like dropping between screens, or jumping between screens to try to catch him falling. And he seems to have landed on and cracked something. Oh. That is certainly a large shroom ship compared to the one that Bowser got hit by. Well, we finally rescued Peach, but she doesn't seem to be saying anything. What exactly is going on here? It seems they are capturing Peach right back. And the bros just decide to be abducted. Like I said, the game definitely changes things up in this second half. Right? In the first half of the game, we spent the entire time just going to like these kind of 2-in-a-row dungeon things where you would have like one area, then a break, and then the like main dungeon with a boss, and then you'd return to the present. And it seems like that's what Thwomp Volcano is going to be right up until this happens. In fact, what I will say is that we will get a chance to return to Peach's Castle at some point. However, we are going to be continuing in a direct line from Thwomp Volcano, basically through to the end of the game. Travesty, Princess Peach is nowhere to be seen. Perhaps she's been taken farther into the ship. We must find her. I do really like this approach. The first half of the game lets you get familiar with being in the past, and then in the second half, they really change things up and say, okay, now you're gonna be stuck here. You can see there are some beans here, but I think we're going to leave exploration for the next episode, because we've been going for quite a while, all right? So I will see you guys next time.